It's funny as an actor because sometimes you can do a scene, and you shoot it for like 3 days and then, well, one, it's cut, or two, it's like 10 seconds long.
Elizabeth Debicki is putting her own spin to Princess Diana in season 5 of Netflix's The Crown. The star sat down with The Hollywood Reporter to chat all about the new season as the People's Princess, nailing Diana's fashion and her personal views on the royals. Season 5 of The Crown follows the monarchy into the 1990s with the introduction of Prime Minister John Major, while focusing on the troubled relationship between Diana and then Prince Charles. Debicki says while a lot of the emphasis went into highlighting a period of isolation and media frenzy for the Princess of Wales, it was also a time of her coming into her own.
When I did my research and I started to talk to people who really knew her very well, and I think the thing, apart from bringing to life the thing that was on the page, it was also important to me that we see this lightness and this joy and this desire to have love and fun and all those glorious things in her life. So that was really, in a way, that was what I was always reaching for.
Debicki took over the coveted role from Emma Corrin, who played a younger version of the princess during season 4, which covered the early years of her tumultuous marriage to Charles.
I didn't speak to her before filming. I've since met her. It's almost like a piece of your puzzle in a way. You kind of absorb what they've done and you have to understand what's come before your time. We talk about it being a sort of baton pass, which it is in a way. It's sort of like a relay race, the seasons of the show, but it's also the feeling you have coming into this is very much that this is a fresh sort of start for you, and this is your lane.
Elsewhere, being that the princess was a notable trendsetter in the 90s, the star dove into some of the iconic fashion moments of the season, including the infamous revenge dress.
How much pressure went into creating that scene, and do you wish that viewers got to see a little bit more of that?
Sid and Amy Roberts, who are the costume designers for this, and Sid and I worked very closely on all of Diana's wardrobe. Obviously there are these sort of symbolic, really important looks that everybody is waiting for, and so I think there is a lot of pressure to get it right. The costume department are remarkable, and there were many fittings because it's an incredible dress. It's funny as an actor because sometimes you can do a scene, and you shoot it for like 3 days and then, well, one, it's cut, or two, it's like 10 seconds long.
As for Debicki's personal favorite 90s Diana look,
I loved her sort of mum uniform. I think there's, it's so chic, but it's so casual, and it was so transgressive for a royal to sort of drop their kids off at school with high-waisted jeans and a baseball cap, and that side of her I loved because I think it was very rebellious what she was doing to sort of carve out a new shape for a royal identity.
And when asked if the series has changed her own views of the British monarchy, Debicki states she does feel a sense of compassion.
I always loved the Queen, but I didn't, like I said, I sort of was a little bit too young to have lived through that 90s, those 90s memories that people have so close to them still of what was sort of happening and the slight unraveling of certain elements of that family. I think my compassion and understanding in a way for how difficult it is and how hard they work, just the tremendous amount of sacrifice is definitely, I definitely feel that I have an understanding of that, albeit from this perspective, but I think they're remarkable to carry that weight on their shoulders.
The Crown is streaming now on Netflix. For more on this interview, head to THR.com. And for the latest entertainment news and updates, keep watching The Hollywood Reporter News.